What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man, Solace. I want to do this quick video for my lovely people that believe in the flat earth theory. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody they wrong or right at this point, because I got better things to do. But I will try to guide whoever I can as best as I can. Now, I'm not here to support anything that the scientists of today say when they say the earth is a sphere and all this other stuff. So I'm not saying that they're right and you're wrong. But what I am saying is that we have to take some considerations into this flat earth theory before we jump out the window with it. So you have to ask yourself children's questions to see if this theory actually supports itself. Because I'm with you. What scientists been saying up until now makes no sense. And it's a lie. So I'm with you. But to reach and say that the earth is flat, this is where I get lost. Like, we have to truly understand what flat is. You can't possibly think the earth is flat. Flat means flat. A box has a flat surface on any side that's up. But a box isn't flat. So grasp that right there. That's your first clue to how foolish the flat earth theory is. Flat. The earth is flat, but the earth is made of atmosphere, surface, all the way down to the core. It's too much stuff to be flat, but I'll bring y'all in, I'll help y'all to grasp this. Now, a lot of people believe the flat earth theory because of the way we've been lied to about Antarctica and how and where it's truly located. In the Bible, the earth was called God's footstool, and also it said something about four corners of earth. So a lot of these things is what the flat earth theory is based on. Now, we have to understand, wanting something to be true is not going to get you any knowledge. Accepting reality how it is how you're going to acquire understanding and knowledge. Now, let me break down to y'all how the earth works. You have the surface of earth. So now you have a surface. Then you have the stratosphere. No, I'm sorry. You have the troposphere. This is 10 miles. Everything, all the air and space you see between the surface and 10 miles off the surface. So now I'm speaking of the sky because this is a part of Earth. And flat Earth theorists must understand this. So the surface of Earth is the surface. Then you have the sky of Earth. This is a part of Earth. Now, from the surface to about 10 miles high, you have the troposphere. After that, you have the stratosphere. That's about 10 miles to about 30 miles up. So the space in the sky, that's 10 miles off the surface to about 30 miles off the surface. This is the stratosphere. Then you have the mesosphere. That's about 30 miles to 50 miles off the surface. Still talking about the sky in Earth. 30 to 50 miles off the surface. Then after that, you have the thermosphere. This is from, basically, you can say, the 50-mile mark. Now, there's a blank spot in between the thermosphere and the mesosphere, but we're not trying to confuse people. I'm trying to help y'all grasp something. So you have the troposphere, the stratosphere, and the mesosphere. This is 50 miles. This is all the sky from surface to 50 miles high. Then after that, you have the thermosphere. Around 120 miles or somewhere in the hundreds of the thermosphere, you have the ionosphere. Then after that, you have the exosphere. This is about 400 miles up to about 800 miles up. Then after that, you're pretty much in outer space. So you figure that is not Earth anymore. Once you get to that point, you are no longer in Earth. So that is like the door to the hallway that leads to space. So it's a deep thing. You could say the exosphere is the beginning of outer space. So it's a simple, deep thing. So this is all you have to acquire and grasp that. This is the sky of Earth. Now in the Bible and all these things, in the book of Enoch, when you hear of the 7 heavens, it's a deep thing. We have our words for things. Ancients had their words for things. So instead of breaking it down as troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere, exosphere, in outer space would be where God dwells. See how simple that is? The 7th heaven is where God is. In science terms, the 7th point is outer space. So outer space is where God dwells as far as your Bible goes. The Bible is basically just a book explaining astrology in men terms. It's a book describing ancient stories of men, astrology, science, everything. They just use their own words and way of describing things. But that is the sky of Earth. And then you have the surface of Earth. So now you have to get me to grasp, why would you think something 400 miles thick, because this is just the sky of Earth, 400 miles thick, is possibly flat? I think y'all have flat confused with something else, because flat is flat. Once you add layers on something, it's not flat anymore. You wouldn't call a building flat, even if the top of it is flat. You wouldn't call a box flat. You would just call it a box. So to say Earth, which is 400 miles thick, which is bigger than the building you see, you say it's flat? Can't be serious. We have to think more wisely. It's just not, it just doesn't make sense. Now, that's just the sky of Earth. I haven't even dug into beneath the surface of Earth, because beneath the surface is more of Earth. And you can't say, oh, but the sky doesn't count. Because when we say the Earth is flat, we're just talking about the surface. Well, then that's to say that the life that dwells within the sky is not real. Birds are not real, because birds are in Earth. And you have eagles that fly basically in the stratosphere. No, I'm lying. But you have eagles that fly higher than a motherfucker, 13,000 feet. So you telling me an eagle ain't a part of Earth? It just comes to Earth and then leaves Earth? So we're not going to play those stupid games. The sky is a part of Earth, just like the surface is a part of Earth. So it's truly a deep thing. We have to grasp this. Now, underneath the surface, you got the crust, which is about 43.5 miles deep under the surface of Earth, which is still a part of Earth. After that, you have the mantle, which is 2,900 kilometers. The crust is about 70 kilometers. So if the crust is 70 kilometers and that's 43.5 miles, then you can just imagine how many miles the mantle is. It's broken down in the upper and lower. Then you have the core, which is 2,200 kilometers. And this is liquid, outer core. Then you have the inner solid core. That's about 1,250 kilometers. So now you wanted me to believe something this big and thick. You want me to believe that that's flat? Because we talking about the earth. So how is that flat? Anything that's three-dimensional, meaning length, width, height, is not flat. This is child stuff. Like, we got to get on the level. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. We got to grasp this. But a lot of brothers come in my inbox and they say, what you think about this flat earth? And I be trying to tell them, man, stop listening to any stupid thing you hear. Yes, the things scientists say about the earth being a ball and all of this dumb shit, yes, that sounds stupid. But then when you just go for something else that's stupid, what's the point? That is stupid, and flat earth is stupid too. You got to think more in a sense of that way. You can't say, oh, this, we do it with everything, with religion. Oh, this is stupid, but that's not. Mind you, both religions is the same. So we just got to get to a level of understanding, man. Something that thick cannot be flat. The surface of a ball is flat. Whatever part is up is flat. It's flat enough for something to walk on. If you put an ant on a basketball, the top of the ball is flat to the ant. Whatever part the ant on is flat to the ant, but the ball ain't flat. You have to get a better understanding of life and just an understanding. Understand that the earth has a tail, so they say. So if you want to know the shape of earth, it is like the shape of any goddamn thing. Somewhat similar to a sperm cell. Like a pear. Think I'm bullshitting? Look up earth. And I don't mean look up an image, because you ain't going to find an image. But look up, do earth have a tail? Now, do earth have a tail? No. But this lies within the shaping of it. But the shape of earth is irrelevant. Just as long as you understand that the earth is an organ, then you on good to go. Me, I can care less what the shape of earth is. I don't see how me knowing what the shape of earth is going to acquire me any knowledge on life. Ask yourself that. Once you find out what shape earth is, then what? Do God lie behind that? When you figure out and someone shows you, look at earth, and you physically see it yourself and say, oh my God, earth is not circle, it's this. Then what? You think God gonna come out of a magical door and say, hi, you got it, my child, now come dwell? We gotta get real. We reach for nothing stuff. Like it's gonna do something for you. You can reach for the shape of earth all you want. Just as long as you understand that scientists don't know what they talking about, because they not using that money for research. They're using that money to do what they like to do, to have fun. And then they're giving y'all CGI imagery in Hollywood stuff to view. So it's a simple thing. The only difference between me and a scientist, because I'm a scientist, but I ain't never been to college. But the only difference between me and a scientist is a scientist got money backing him to look into, do whatever he wants to look into. So that's the only difference. They have more access than I have, but their brains don't work. See, I had a little debate, in a sense, with this young Jewish college kid. He had the little yarmulke on his head. He was studying psychology. Well, he already graduated, but he was trying to go back because he had his bachelor's. He was trying to get, I forgot, the master's or something. And I let him see my book or whatever, and we was chopping it up, and he thought he was on the level. So we was basically talking. I told him everything is physical, blah, 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 breaking down the spirit to him. And he was like, well, nah, everything ain't physical. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. He said something about an atom. I said, an atom is physical. So he was telling me, no, an atom ain't physical. You cannot see an atom, not even through a microscope. So I break down to him. I'm like, man, an atom is the first piece of physical matter. Meaning, a bunch of atoms together is how you get physical things you can see. So you can't see one atom, but you wouldn't never see one atom. They'll always be together. So you would always see an atom. So I basically told him everything from an atom up is physical. Before an atom, you only have quarks and leptons. So you basically telling me the spirit is a quark and a lepton? Mind you, right behind that is God in a sense, if you know science. The force behind the quark and the leptons is where God lie. Because everything else is a mingling. Proton, neutron mingles together to make an atom. Up and down quark mingles together to get a proton and a neutron. 2 up quarks, 1 down quark, proton. 2 down quarks, 1 up quark, neutron. So it's all about the order or the mingling of the certain element and how you get the other element. So I basically commenced to just breaking that down to him. His mouth dropped. He couldn't get it. He said, "Oh my God, you more advanced than I am." I said, "Man, you want to go on the anti-quarks and neutrinos?" He was lost. Like, oh my God. He was grasping everything I said because he go to school for that. But he just don't understand his professor. So when I was chopping it up with him, he knew what I was saying and he knew it was right. But he just never heard it explained that way. So he understood school and science and passed all his grades, but never got an understanding like that till I broke it down. He gave me his number and all that. He go to Columbia. Oh, that's where he graduated from and trying to go back to get his master's. Gave me his number, told me to come talk to his professor. Blew his mind. He said, "Man, you more advanced than my professor. You got to come talk to him. I want him to see this." And I'm going to go over there one day when I'm in the area and pop up in Columbia, chop it up with his professor, blow his socks off too. Because all these scientists have been taught. So it's a brainwashing thing. You taught and basically told what to know and how to look at it and how to think about it. I come from an unbiased perspective. So I know what scientists say and I take what they say and I hear it and I got it. And then I take that knowing that they all been taught. It's like a slave following thing. You told what he told you. But I'm going to take what he gave me and I'm going to really dig into this and get to the core from my own vision and my own understanding. And they just can't fuck with your boy. And it's just that simple. But flat earth just don't add up. So we need to find something else to talk about, man. Just go back to talking about aliens for now until something else could come up. Because at the end of the day, y'all chasing nothingness. And this is why no knowledge is acquiring. You figure if I wasn't doing videos, it'd be so bad for y'all. And I don't think y'all truly really grasp that. Because ain't nobody teaching y'all shit. I know y'all think y'all getting taught shit, but y'all ain't. Because y'all can't do nothing with that shit. And you know that. This is why everybody fucked up in the spirit and mind. Motherfuckers telling you to raise your vibrations. Mind you, we all know a high vibration disturbs anything around it. So why would you want to be around me with your vibration high? It's like you around a nigga screaming. We got to have our vibration on low. And calm and peaceful. That's a nice, steady, good vibration. You put that low vibration in the palm, it'll disturb it briefly, and then the palm won't even look like it's moving, but it's vibrating. You put a high vibration into the palm look like it's bubbling and boiling, and you're just disturbing everything. And this is how we got everything inside out. So I know your teacher told you to vibrate high, but please don't do that. That's why y'all running around here all turned up, acting a goddamn fool. Vibrate low. Be at peace. Be quiet for some time. Stop talking so much. Be quiet and be at peace. Vibrate low. So you don't disturb those around you. That's a nice peaceful vibration. Nice and balanced. We need to understand vibrations. We need to understand a lot of things. Videos on my page. Get to them. They're all named and titled. Whatever you want to know, just find the title. It's your main man cheese. Solace.